As usual, the Champions League has gotten the better of all of us. I wonder who saw this coming. Hello one and all, and welcome back to OmniFit TV once again. This is your host Omar, and today we are going to discuss the UEFA Champions League semi-final first leg encounters, the second of which has just ended. Where do I start? How do I start? Why should I start? Okay, shut up now. PSG just bottled it against Manchester City. Both teams have been quite notorious in regards to their records in the Champions League's later stages. They've either lost to weaker opposition or they just bottle it, like Tottenham. In the earlier stages of the game, Paris had close to complete control over the entire encounter. They scored early, they took the advantage. City were absolutely nowhere to be seen. Neymar nutmegged Kevin De Bruyne from behind. And with a manager like Pochettino at the helm, you would expect them to keep a hold of that control. But yeah, they bottled it. City seemed to slowly regain control and gain an advantage over the game. They scored twice in the later stages of the second half, and then Paris had a player sent off. Idriss Gueye, I believe. You do not go for such a challenge in a semi-final of this magnitude. Seriously. Personally, I expected Paris to do a lot better. I basically had a back and forth with the OmniFit team before the game began, and I predicted two things. One of two would obviously come true. The first would be that Manchester City would actually take advantage of Paris's weaknesses. And it would depend on who would bottle it first, which actually happened. My second prediction was that Paris would actually control the game in a sense, or rather take advantage of their chances as swiftly as they did against Munich and still manage to maintain that momentum and then pull away with it. And that didn't happen. There's still another 90 minutes to play, so this isn't over yet. On to Chelsea and Real Madrid. I think this game was perhaps one of the strangest UEFA Champions League semi-final encounters I've ever watched. This was horrible. Madrid were completely inept for 95% of the game tactically. Zidane had no idea what he was getting into. I'm not entirely sure he knew what was happening most of the game. He was clapping on the sidelines as he usually does. He just kept going and going and going. And Tuchel had complete control of the game. I think the Blues played quite well. Kante was all over the place. He won Man of the Match award, and well deserved. The game was becoming a lot more difficult for Madrid as it went on in the first half. Chelsea were quickly disposing of Madrid's defensive... I don't know what shape they had, to be genuinely fair. They weren't really keeping to a specific tactical shape. You know what? So basically, Madrid scored their only goal of the game from a stroke of genius by Karim Benzema. As usual, he's really carried the team this season. His contributions have been second to none. Benzema has become the fourth top scorer in Champions League history with 71 goals, tied to Raul González Blanco. I think Zidane stuck with him because he has been the most complete number 9 of his generation. And it was quite obvious throughout the game because he was doing so much. Benzema was actually tracking back and taking the ball, moving it up from midfield, finding space, taking passes, and just trying to make the right decisions. He was trying to actually get the ball moving. He wasn't just operating as a striker. He was playing in midfield. He was playing on either side. He was trying to create space for his teammates. It was quite... not many players would actually allow themselves to put in that much effort, especially at that age, and to do it in such a smart way. I mean, Benzema doesn't necessarily tire himself out, so to speak, but he just exerts the right amount of energy needed. As opposed to Kante, who basically has 15 or 16 lungs. Pulisic's goal, though. Shades of Fernando Torres against Barcelona. That meme has been going around. It's quite funny. And ironic. Spanish opposition. The game could have easily ended 3-1 for Chelsea.
If it weren't for Timo Werner.
3-2 at most if Benzema hadn't hit the framework. And that's football for you. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I thought I'd try to shoot a reaction video for these two games. Please do me the favor of liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Our links to our social media accounts are in the description below. We post content on Instagram in English, Facebook in Arabic, and Twitter in English as well. Though Twitter is quite the platform. So please do us the favor of following us on whichever platform suits you best, and I will see you next time the whistle blows.